passionate about their team and about the whole city as all. So that was my reasoning.
John, how familiar were you with Ohio State before? Like, you went into the transfer portal and it seemed like it got them so bad. 4 days later, you're now committed to Ohio State. I mean, can you walk people through that process and what was it about Ohio State initially that you were like, hey, I need to take a look only at Ohio State?
Well, I think growing up, Ohio State isn't just a school you hear about at that certain moment, with all the accolades they've had, all the great players that have come through here. Some of my favorite running backs have played here. So, it's always a school you've looked at growing up. And I think just with me being in the portal, it was a great situation to be in.
Quinshon, was there something to the timing of your announcement right after the passion play?
I think just at that moment, it was just, I was like, okay, let's make it happen at this point, especially when the team up north won. I was like, this is where I want to be.
What was that like right after that, just hearing everything come out?
I really wasn't paying attention to the noise. I was just focused on, getting here as soon as possible and getting to work.
But I think for Ohio State fans, watching Michigan win the national championship ruined their night.
Right.
And then when you tweeted that, like literally, I think it was 2 minutes after the game. I mean, was that a plan or was it just?
It wasn't really planned. It was like, okay, yeah, I'm committed, and this is where I want to be right at that moment. So I put it out.
So you said a lot of your favorite running backs have played here.
Yeah, I would say Ezekiel Elliott. I think what's the guy's name? It was J.K. Dobbins. He's really one of my favorite running backs that have come through here, and Zeke, and also Trey Sermon. I like him too.
Quinshon, you took so many carries over the last 2 years. I think we've speculated because we've talked with TreVeyon in the past about how he wanted to have somebody who could be a counterpart for him and split the load. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is that part of what you were hoping to do when you came here? Is like have somebody else that you didn't have to take 350 carries?
No, I think just the situation here. Just doing what I can to come and contribute to the team as all, and just do what I can to win a national championship. Just playing my part.
Does he want you to take some of his carries? Do you want him to take some of yours? Or is that?
I don't think we've had that conversation just because we're both very competitive at what we do. I don't think anyone wants that, but we're very fortunate of each other to be both playing here.
You could have been in a situation, right, where I want to be somewhere where I'm clearly the number one back, right, where I am the guy that it's just obvious, and you chose to put yourself in a situation where there's two great backs here. Like, just what is the thought process that left you open to that idea? Because maybe some guys would say, hey man, I don't want to be somewhere with another great back. You got fed a lot of where you were.
Right. I think just the idea of coming to a team where you're playing for something that's bigger than yourself. A lot of great players have come here, as you've seen through the portal this year. So I think when you come together for a cause that's bigger than yourself, you have great players around you and you want to win, and that's what it's all about.
What kind of conversations did you have with TreVeyon, and what's your first impression?
Yeah, me and TreVeyon have always been close. We've always been close on social media before I even came here. So we've always been in contact, just supporting each other throughout our collegiate careers. And when I came here and decided to come here, I was very excited. So.
How well aware of you were how much did you know about his process and kind of his decision to stay when you committed here? Like, did you kind of know where he was leaning when you came to Ohio State?
I think with the timing of my commitment and how fast my recruitment was, I think I wasn't more so focused on what was going on around me. I was just like, okay, what do I want to do? Where do I want to decide to go? And that was just my process.
What have you learned about Columbus? What have you learned about the Big Ten? How do you kind of manage yourself here?
It's very passionate. The fans here are very passionate. Everywhere you go, they have Ohio State on. They talk about the football team all day. They know everything. So I think the community here is very welcoming, very passionate fans, and everyone here is involved for sure.
Quinshon, what went into the decision to leave Ole Miss, right? Like, I understand the decision to come here, but did something maybe like not go right at Ole Miss, or did you feel like it was ready to maybe like go somewhere else?
I've done some great things at Ole Miss. I've learned a lot. But I think just for me in my third year, you want to be somewhere like a place like Ohio State, like I said, with great culture, great teammates, great coaches, the best players, and the best fan base. So
does that have to do with the NFL draft at all, right? Going somewhere where you feel like he's going to elevate your draft stock?
I mean, just as far as just being a player, you want to be around coaches that that put you in a position to, you know, elevate yourself as a player and show more to your game. So I think Coach Day and Coach O'Brien would do that for sure.
You mentioned the elevation there. What was the role that they kind of pitched to you when you were in the portal?
Just being a all-around back, you know, like just doing it all really, you know, not just being running the ball inside between the tackles or outside, you know, just getting me involved in the passing game and just showcasing everything that I can do as a player.
What have you seen from Coach O'Brien so far?
You know, I've seen Coach O'Brien, you know, what he coached. I played against Alabama in 2022, so I played against him and how he used Jahmyr Gibbs, and I've seen a lot of those things, and also his career when he was with the Patriots as well. So I've seen how he's coaching. It's really good.
Has he talked about like his role, the role that he sees you in for this offense at all, or?
Yeah, he's came and he spoke to the team about, you know, him as a coach, who he is, and how he plans to involve everyone and what his role is. So it's really good.
How would you describe your running style?
I think I run tough. I'm very elusive, fast. You know, I have vision, patience. I can make people miss. I can run you over. I can catch. You know, it's very different. So.
How much have you studied TreVeyon, and how are your styles similar or different?
I think just with TreVeyon, we're kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I would say, you know, he's good at what he does, and I'm good at what I do too. So you can say that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
What makes you,
I don't know.
what makes you so hard to tackle?
I think just my will. You know, my will to want to win, the determination to get in the end zone and just help my team win.
When you came out of high school, could you have envisioned 2 years, a little over 2 years down the line, sitting here at Ohio State as a running back?
You know, no, actually, you know, I did not. You know, as you go through your journey through high school and through college, you don't know where you'll end up at. So I'm just blessed, very thankful for everyone that has helped me to get through this, you know, this process to be here, and I'm excited.
Is this the positive side of the transfer portal that you go somewhere, you have success there, but you're able to then take a kind of another step before you go to what's next?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, you know, there's many things that have been thrown out there as far as when players go into the portal and things that aren't true, but, you know, it's actually more than that. And players just want to elevate their game and, you know, showcase who they are.
I imagine that people at Ole Miss, coaches in the program, and obviously fans were quite disappointed.
Yeah.
What kind of reaction did you get when you?
Man, it was crazy. You know, a lot of different things that were, a lot of different emotions. But it's business. It's a business. So you understand it. You know, people won't always be happy for the decisions you make when it's best for yourself. But like I said, man, I'm just excited to be here and do what I can to win it all. Let's go. You know, definitely not a factor for me. I think just me as a player, I just play football at the end of the day. I go out there and contribute to what I can do for my team, and that's what I focus on.
How much did you know about Big Ten football coming into this, and how quick of a study have you had to pick up?
You know, I did not know that it was this big of a factor. You know, you always see it on TV when they play games on Saturdays, and it's big. It's a lot of fans, and like I say, everybody's passionate. But when you're here in it, it's a whole nother ball game. So. Really excited.
Did you have to just get past that at all and decide to come to a Big Ten school, or you know, in the northern part of the country? Like, was that an adjustment that you had to like get used to?
No, not really. I would say it was probably just only a little cold, but but other than that, though, it was an awesome process. I think that wasn't a factor for me.
What excites you about Will Howard, and what kind of quarterback you think he is?
I think Will Howard's a great quarterback. You know, he's a great player. I see he has vision. He can use his legs. He can also throw as well. He's very smart, and just looking at his film and what he's done at Kansas State has been awesome.
For you as a running back, what does that do for you when you have a quarterback who is a dual threat like he is?
It's very good to be in that position, because not only will he open it up for you also, but he also gives the receivers a chance to, you know, be able to be used in the pass game as well.
You come from a place that has a pretty big rivalry there on 50 Egg Bowl.
Right.
Coming to a place that's some of big rivalries. How much did you know about the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry? How much have you heard about it since you got here?
Oh, it was big time. I've always heard a lot about it, but to be here and you see how big it is, they got the clock in there with the countdown. Is serious. So I'm excited to beat the team up north, and that's what we're working for.
You played against Alabama.
Right.
What are your impressions of him?
Yeah, definitely a great player. Like I said, everyone who's come here, this portal class, great player. players from all around their different teams. And Caleb personally, he's done some great things at Alabama, and we're excited to have him.
When you played them, how much of a focal point was he even as a freshman?
Right. I think when we played them, we more so we had a different ball game plan. Like we're trying to throw the ball, and he's very successful there at stopping it. So that was pretty good.
Quinshon, who are some of your favorite running backs that you like to watch, or where you particularly admire?
I like Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey. I would say also I've liked Jahmyr Gibbs at Detroit as well. So just those three guys right there have been doing some great things at the pro level.
Those are guys that do a lot. You've already talked about this. That all-around game, how important is that as part of your game to be able to do a little bit of everything?
I think it's definitely important, especially where the game is going with running backs in today's game. I think it's overall you have to showcase what you can do, not just as a running back in the backfield, but also in the slot or wherever the coaches put you to be able to execute. So
What about pass protection? How big is that?
that's definitely important as well too. For me personally, that's something that that's important for me personally, but I think it's important as a running back as well.
You mentioned some misconceptions that maybe people have about the transfer portal from the outside looking in. What do you think some of those things are?
Like I say, like about NIL or different things that don't pertain to everybody's situation, It doesn't, pertain to every single player, but a lot of people get that speculation as far as when people want to make certain decisions to get in the portal, but, it's always not about that.
How was it for you? I mean, you're from Mississippi, you play Ole Miss. When you make that decision, you start to see some of the things that people are saying, and maybe some of it coming from the locker room that you were playing. How difficult is that as a young man making this decision for yourself to feel maybe that betrayal?
Yeah, just through this whole process, this is my first time ever going through this, and like I say, many things were said, from just the rumors and all those things, but I think just throughout this process, I've learned a lot. I'm very thankful for the support I've had from my family, the coaches throughout this process, and just to end up here at Ohio State has been awesome.
Other than the weather, what's been the biggest adjustment to getting up here? Is it just walking into a room and seeing this many people covering the football team, or?
I wouldn't say that. I think it's just more so, just the whole thing. Like I would say, just the weather, really. The culture. That's what's important.
Have you found a northern food that is your go-to yet?
I haven't. I recently just got here, so I haven't found too much different places yet because I've been trying to move in and get acclimated. But I'll for sure find some couple spots.
What are your impressions of Will? I mean, I know that stands you're going to have a backfield with potentially transfer running back, transfer quarterback. How much have you got to talk to him? I mean, through this not recruiting process, but transfer process.
Yeah, immediately when I got here, me and Will, we've always been in contact. Just checking on each other, hanging out, no matter what it is, just having that personal connection with each other off the field and having that relationship. So he's a great guy.
Did you have any communication with Trey when you were thinking about coming here? Did you have any communication with Trey about what he was going to do, or did that factor into all of what you were doing?
Like I said, I think with the time that I was in the portal, it was such a short amount of time in the process. So I think, just trying to decide on where I wanted to go, I wasn't really focused on contacting anyone or nothing like that. So.
Had you been to Ohio ever before?
No, never been to Ohio.
Did you know where it was?
Yeah.
On a map.
I knew where it was, but I've never been, so.
Okay.
Caleb referred to the transfer portal as he said pretty much steroids. It's just real fast.
Yeah.
Yours has been quick too. Just what's that process like from from your point of view? We're on outsiders. What's that like when everything's moving so quickly?
Yeah, I agree. I think, when everything's moving so fast, you have to stay poised as a player and focus on the things that matter that'll put you in the best position. And I think that's what it's really about for me in my process.
You always hear about tread on the tire program. Was that at all a factor in you deciding to go with what maybe didn't have the very advantage?
Yeah, that definitely plays a factor, especially in today's game with the lifespan of running backs in the NFL. So I think that, with like I say, the situation here, just me being able to come here and contribute to this team and do what I can to win it all.
Which you mentioned.
There might be games where you only get 10 carries or something like that.
Right.
How do you think you would feel?
Like I said, any way that I can contribute to this team and do what I can to show and execute, that's what matters.
You mentioned Jahmyr Gibbs a couple times, the way that Detroit uses him. They're splitting carries. up there too with
Right.
Dave Montgomery. Do you like that, and do you think that that's part of where you said running backs are maybe going?
Yeah, and not just that team as well. It's many other teams that do the same thing, and I think it's just really special that what they've done together, just seeing how they played together and how far they've come this season. So it's really special to see.
And not just that, but how much, I mean, you carried it 80 times last year. Having a quarterback that can run, and then 2 running backs, I mean, how much does that excite you to have a backfield with that option on top of it?
It's very exciting just to know we have so many weapons and so many different ways to win the game. So it's very exciting, and I'm looking forward to it for sure.
How early do you have to start thinking about tread on tires and things like that as a running back? So it's college. Like how do you start to rationalize that decision and when you have to start that decision?
I don't think it's something that you more so just specifically think of, but I think it's something that's important in today's game that has to be valued as well.
Did you feel like you were overused at Ole Miss? How would you describe it?
I wouldn't really say overused. I don't think that's the word.
Yeah.
I think just when you're playing, you don't focus on those different type of things. But like I said, you don't really focus on it.
There was much made though about you supposedly having a meeting with Coach Kiffin or something about the direction of the offense. How much of that was true? I'm talking about after you see it. Was there any of that true, or just what was that all about?
No, just rumors.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, a lot of people, they won't be happy when you make certain decisions for yourself. But just excited to be here.
Did you enter it thinking Ohio State? I just walked up here a second ago, but you probably went all over this. But when did Ohio State get on your radar as a possible landing spot? Just in a nutshell, maybe.
Immediately when I got in the portal,
Why?
I think, like I say, this is the place that you want to go to. A place where everyone's passionate and everyone wants to win here. And it's a great culture, and everyone is focused and dialed in, and to do something that's bigger than themselves. Why wouldn't you want to go to a place like that?
A lot of people are seeing you and TreVeyon in the same backfield, and even adding Dallin in there. This might be the best running back threesome in the country.
Yes, sir.
Twosome for sure. Do you feel that way also, and why?
Definitely. I feel like, with everyone in our room, they contribute in their own way, and everyone is a great player in our room, so I definitely agree.
When you talk about how fast things move, like you said, Ohio State reached out to you every day. For you, was it, this is where I want to go, I'm shutting down, or was it just how?
Yeah, I think more so for me, it wasn't about this is where I want to go immediately, but I think that I wanted to make my process pretty short, especially when I got in at a later time because I had to be enrolled in school. So I think just more so just figuring out where I wanted to go and, making that decision as soon as possible.
What was it on your list?
Just like I say, the meetings with Coach Day, everything that I was showcased, this is just the place that you want to be for sure.
2 quickies. The name Quinshon, where's that come from?
That came from my parents.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, is there a background to it? Of course, I figured that.
But I really don't know. I've never asked my parents that question, actually.
Yeah, and then number 2, the hairstyle. What's that? What's the genesis of that?
I came up with this hairstyle in March of last year. So I just decided one day, I was like, okay, I want to dye half my hair blonde. So I just went with it. I got a lot of great compliments, so I kept it the same.
Blondes have more fun or have more runs?
I would say more runs.
With you,
Mm-hmm.
the expectations for the season are through the roof, especially after your rival wins the national championship. They want to win Ole Miss, obviously. I don't think the national championship's the expectation there. It is here, especially next year. How do you accept that, embrace that?
I embrace it well. That's what everyone here works hard for, and that is the end goal. Is not to get a certain amount of wins. That's the goal. That's what everyone here for, to win the national championship. So I take it seriously. Everyone here is bought in. Whatever it takes to get that, and that's what everyone's trying to do.
You said there's perceptions in the transfer portal.
1 minute, folks. Last question.
As a player, only you know what your NIL conversation is.
Right.
How do you kind of put all those rumors in the background and not kind of?
You don't focus on those things. Like I say, the most important thing is playing football, especially for me. The NIL, that wasn't something that I was focusing on. Just going out there, playing football, and doing what I do.
I'm sure you could have gone to a lot of places and been the guy at running back. Was there appeal in coming in and sharing the load with TreVeyon?
You know, I think just more so the situation here, like I said, just coming here, being not only with Trey, but just great players all around, and being able to execute and contribute to this team and do what I can to help us win. That was the most important.
Was there any thought about, like, you know, taking some tread off your tires, like knowing that you have had so many carries the first 2 years?
I think just like I said, like in today's game, that's something that is important for running backs, you know, to be able to value and to think about as far as the shelf life and things like that. But, you know, just my situation coming here, that was most important.
Quinshon, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.